Have you ever been fast asleep, only to wake up in the middle of the night with your leg locked in pain? No warning, no explanation, just a deep, seizing cramp that makes you sit up in a panic. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. For many people over 50, leg cramps, muscle tightness, and poor sleep have quietly become part of life. You stretch. You drink more water. But nothing seems to stop them. And over time, those sleepless nights begin to wear you down. They steal your energy. They chip away at your confidence. But what if there was a different way? What if 3 simple foods could help your muscles relax, support better circulation, and reduce cramping naturally? That's exactly what we'll explore today. These are everyday foods, easy to find, backed by science. And they could be the turning point in how your body feels, rests, and recovers. So if you've ever struggled with cramps, tight legs, or restless sleep, hit like, share your story in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. You deserve to feel strong in your body again. And it starts with something as simple as what you put on your plate. Let's begin. 1. Eggs. The muscle nerve guardian. When people talk about leg cramps, most jump straight to things like hydration or stretching. But the real story runs deeper. If you are over 50 and find yourself waking up with painful cramps or feeling weaker when walking, it's not just about water. It's about what your body is missing. And one of the most overlooked sources of healing is something many of us already have in the kitchen: the egg. At first glance, an egg might seem too ordinary to make a difference. But don't let its simplicity fool you. This small, familiar food is packed with powerful nutrients that your muscles and nerves are quietly begging for. And for older adults, it might just be one of the most effective tools you can use to stay strong, steady, and pain-free. Let's talk about what's happening beneath the surface. As we age, our bodies naturally begin to lose muscle mass. This condition, known as age-related muscle loss, creeps in slowly. You may notice stairs feel harder. You may feel more tired after everyday tasks. You might even avoid long walks or lifting things because your body just doesn't recover like it used to. This is not your fault. It's not laziness or weakness. It's biology. After 50, the body becomes less efficient at processing and using protein. Which means even if you're eating the same as before, your muscles might not be getting enough fuel to stay strong. And when muscles weaken, cramps become more frequent. Movements feel less stable, and rest becomes harder to find. Eggs are one of the best ways to fight back. Why? Because they offer what your body needs in exactly the right form. Each egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein. But more importantly, it's complete protein. That means it has all the essential building blocks your muscles need to repair and grow. These amino acids are like little workers inside your body, helping rebuild damaged fibers and reduce fatigue. But protein is just the beginning. Egg yolks also contain vitamin D, a nutrient many older adults are severely lacking. Vitamin D plays a major role in how your body absorbs calcium. Without enough of it, your muscles can't contract properly. This leads to cramping, stiffness, and even deeper chronic pain. And the truth is, as we get older, we spend less time in the sun. Our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D. So while sunlight is still a great source, it's often not enough on its own. That's where eggs come in. They provide a natural, easy-to-digest source of vitamin D. 1 large egg contains around 40 U. While that doesn't meet your full daily needs, it gives your body a consistent boost, especially when paired with other vitamin D-rich foods like dairy, fish, or fortified products. If you are already low in vitamin D, you might need a supplement as well. But starting with food is always the safest and easiest step forward. There's another piece of the puzzle that makes eggs essential for muscle health: vitamin B12. This vitamin directly supports your nervous system. It helps your brain send clear signals to your muscles, allowing smooth movement and proper relaxation. Without enough B12, nerve signals become disrupted. Muscles cramp without warning. You may feel numbness, tingling, or that burning sensation in your legs and feet. For many seniors, this isn't just annoying. It's painful. And it can lead to falls, fatigue, and even loss of independence. Eggs help fill that gap. They are one of the most absorbable sources of B12, especially important for older adults. As we age, our stomach produces less acid. That makes it harder to extract B12 from food. Certain medications, like those for acid reflux or diabetes, can also reduce B12 levels. And for people who eat less meat or avoid it altogether, deficiency becomes more likely. Eggs, however, are soft, easy to chew, and digestible. They're also lower in fat than red meat, making them a great choice for seniors trying to manage cholesterol or digestion. Now, what about cholesterol? For years, eggs were blamed for raising cholesterol levels. But modern research tells a different story. For most healthy adults, moderate egg consumption does not significantly impact heart health. Eating 6 to 7 eggs per week is considered safe. In fact, replacing processed meats like sausage or bacon with eggs can be a heart-healthier move. If you do have existing heart conditions or high cholesterol, talk with your doctor. In some cases, egg whites can be a better option. You'll still get the protein without the extra fat found in the yolk. One of the best times to eat eggs is in the evening. That might surprise you. Most people think of eggs as a breakfast food, but having eggs as part of your dinner can actually support muscle recovery overnight. Your body does its deepest repair work while you sleep. If you've been lacking protein or essential vitamins during the day, that repair doesn't happen fully. A dinner that includes eggs provides your muscles with what they need to rebuild, balance electrolytes, and reduce those nighttime cramps that disrupt sleep. Of course, not everyone can tolerate the same amount. Seniors with kidney conditions may need to limit protein intake. Diabetics should pair eggs with fiber-rich foods like leafy greens or whole grains to keep blood sugar stable. But for most older adults, eggs are a gentle, nourishing food that offers big returns. Let's not forget another benefit that often gets overlooked. Eggs also contain choline. This nutrient helps protect the myelin sheath that surrounds your nerves. It supports better communication between your muscles and your brain. That means more control, less shakiness, and fewer random spasms. Choline and B12 work together to help prevent nerve-related cramps, which are common among diabetics and aging adults. If you've been struggling with leg cramps at night, or feel like your muscles just aren't what they used to be, adding eggs to your weekly routine is one of the easiest and most effective changes you can make. Start small. Boil a couple in advance. Add them to a salad. Scramble a few with spinach or avocado. Consistency is more important than perfection. 6 to 7 eggs per week can make a measurable difference. Let me leave you with this. You don't need to accept cramps, weakness, or poor sleep as the price of getting older. Your body still has the capacity to recover. It still wants to heal. But it needs the right fuel to do it. Eggs may be small, but they are powerful. And for many seniors, they're not just food. They're a path back to strength, to steadier steps, and to nights that bring rest instead of pain. So the next time you're preparing a meal, take a second look at that egg carton. Inside is not just breakfast. It's one of the simplest ways to give your body what it truly needs to feel better, move better, and live better, all at once. And that's a choice you can make today, with 1 egg, 1 plate, 1 step forward, 2 bananas. The electrolyte balancer. There's a reason bananas are one of the most recommended fruits for leg cramps. It's not just because they're convenient or easy to digest. It's because, inside that familiar yellow peel, your body finds exactly what it needs when it comes to muscle recovery and nerve support. As we get older, our bodies go through subtle shifts. Muscles start to feel tighter. Cramps happen more often, especially at night. And sleep becomes more interrupted. These changes are frustrating, but they're not random. They often point to something your body is lacking. And one of the most common deficiencies behind muscle cramps is potassium. Potassium is an essential mineral. Your body needs it to keep your muscles and nerves working smoothly. It helps your muscles contract and relax. It keeps your heart rhythm steady. It even helps regulate the fluids in your body. But many older adults don't get enough. That's partly because appetite tends to decrease with age. Some medications, like blood pressure drugs, flush potassium out of the system. And when hydration levels drop, the body struggles to hold on to what little is left. This creates the perfect environment for cramps. When potassium is low, the muscles become overly sensitive. They fire off at the wrong times. And that's when you get that sudden jolt in your leg at 2 a.m. A sharp, involuntary cramp that leaves you wide awake and in pain. The good news is that bananas are one of the most effective natural sources of potassium. A single medium banana contains about 420 milligrams. That's over 10% of the daily recommended amount for adults. And unlike supplements, bananas provide potassium in a form your body absorbs easily and safely. But potassium is only part of the picture. Bananas also contain magnesium, another mineral that plays a critical role in how your muscles behave. If potassium helps with contraction, magnesium helps with release. In other words, magnesium allows the muscles to let go, to relax after use. Without enough of it, the body stays tense. You feel tightness. Recovery slows down, and the cramps don't stop. Unfortunately, magnesium deficiency is also common among older adults. Stress, certain medications, and even common health conditions like diabetes can lower your levels. Each banana provides a modest amount of magnesium, and while it's not enough on its own, it's a strong step in the right direction. When combined with other magnesium-rich foods like nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, it helps restore a natural balance that your muscles depend on. Now let's talk about one more ingredient inside bananas that often gets overlooked: vitamin B6. This vitamin helps your brain and nerves communicate with each other. It supports the production of neurotransmitters, which are the messengers that tell your muscles when to move and when to rest. Without enough B6, nerve function can suffer. And when nerve signals break down, muscles don't get the right instructions. That's when spasms happen. Or you feel tingling. Or your muscles suddenly lock up. Bananas are one of the best natural sources of vitamin B6. Just one banana can give you about 30% of your daily requirement. And that's important, because studies show that low B6 levels are linked to more frequent and intense muscle cramps, especially in older populations. All of this makes bananas more than just a sweet snack. They're a complete support system for your muscles and nerves. Potassium, magnesium, vitamin B6, all in one simple food. So when should you eat them? One of the best times is in the evening, about an hour or two before bed. That gives your body time to absorb the nutrients and put them to work while you sleep. Remember, nighttime is when your body repairs itself. Muscles rest. Nerves reset. And if the right minerals are present, that healing happens smoothly. Without them, the body stays on edge. Muscles cramp. Sleep gets disturbed. And the cycle repeats. Pairing a banana with water, or even coconut water, can be especially helpful. That's because dehydration is another major contributor to cramps. As we age, we often drink less without realizing it. But our need for hydration stays the same. Bananas help because they're naturally hydrating, and when combined with fluids, they help your body retain what it needs longer. Now, what about sugar? It's true that bananas contain natural sugars. That can be a concern, especially for people managing diabetes or insulin resistance. But the key word here is balance. Bananas also contain fiber, which helps slow down the release of sugar into the bloodstream. And if you pair a banana with a protein or healthy fat, like a spoon of peanut butter or a few almonds, you can help keep your blood sugar steady. Most adults can safely eat 1 banana per day. For those experiencing frequent leg cramps, 2 per day may provide added benefit. But always listen to your body. If you have diabetes or other blood sugar concerns, start with half a banana and observe how you feel. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. Let me share a story that brings this to life. Janet is 65. She's active. She walks every day, but for the past year she's been struggling with terrible leg cramps at night. She tried supplements. She drank more water. Nothing worked. Her daughter suggested she try eating a banana in the evening, not as a cure, but as part of her nightly routine. Janet was skeptical, but she gave it a try. 1 banana with a small glass of water around 8 p.m. By the 3rd night she noticed something. The cramps didn't come. She slept through the night, and when she woke up, her legs didn't feel like they had been in a fight. She kept going. 1 week turned into 2. And now, it's part of her rhythm. A banana before bed, and a body that feels supported. It didn't cost her anything, It didn't take much time, and it changed her nights. That's what real food can do. It doesn't just fill you, it feeds you. It gives your body the tools it needs to protect you, and it proves that healing doesn't have to be complicated. So if leg cramps have been keeping you up at night, if you've been waking up sore or exhausted, try starting with something simple: a banana, a glass of water, and a little time. Because when you meet your body with care, it meets you back with strength. Small steps matter, and sometimes the smallest food can carry the biggest impact. You don't need to search for a miracle. You just need to begin with what's already within reach. One banana. One choice. One new habit that helps you feel more like yourself again. That's a step worth taking. 3. Nut seeds, the anti-inflammatory shield. When you think about leg cramps, your first instinct might be to reach for water or a banana, and those are great starts. But there's another layer to this story, one that often goes unnoticed until discomfort becomes daily. It's the role of inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural response to stress or injury. In small doses, it's helpful. It helps you heal. But when it lingers, it starts to wear your body down. Muscles stay sore longer. Recovery slows. And the simple act of getting out of bed or standing up from a chair begins to feel harder than it should. For people over 50, chronic low-grade inflammation becomes more common. It builds silently. No obvious injury. No clear trigger. Just a sense that your body feels older than it should. One of the most powerful ways to calm that inflammation is through food. And some of the best choices come in the smallest packages. Nuts and seeds. These are more than just snacks. They are packed with minerals, healthy fats, and proteins that support your muscles, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation. If you've been dealing with frequent cramps, soreness, or stiffness, adding a handful of nuts or seeds each day can make a real difference. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral plays a key role in muscle relaxation. It works with potassium and calcium to keep your muscles contracting and releasing the way they should. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can stay tight, tense, and more likely to cramp. Many adults over 50 are low in magnesium without even knowing it. Common medications, poor digestion, or simply not eating enough magnesium-rich foods can create this shortfall. The good news is that nuts and seeds are some of the richest natural sources of magnesium. Pumpkin seeds top the list with nearly half of your daily needs in just 1 ounce. Almonds, cashews, and sunflower seeds are also great options. A small handful a day can start to restore the balance your muscles have been missing. But the benefits don't stop there. These foods are also rich in potassium, the same cramp-fighting mineral found in bananas. Pistachios, for example, offer nearly as much potassium per ounce as half a banana. Almonds and cashews contribute as well. Together, magnesium and potassium form the core of your body's electrolyte system. They help your nerves fire properly. They allow your muscles to function smoothly. And when they're out of balance, cramps become more frequent and more painful. Another major advantage of nuts and seeds is their anti-inflammatory fat content. Walnuts and flax seeds are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which have been shown to reduce inflammation in joints and muscles. These fats also support brain health, heart health, and improve overall circulation. Almonds and cashews are high in monounsaturated fats, which help improve blood flow. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles. It also helps carry away waste products like lactic acid, which can build up and contribute to soreness. If poor circulation is part of why you're experiencing nighttime leg cramps, improving your intake of these healthy fats may help. When your muscles are well fed with oxygen and nutrients, they recover faster. They stay more relaxed, and they're less likely to seize up while you sleep. Nuts and seeds also provide plant-based protein. While not as concentrated as animal sources, this protein is easy to digest and supports muscle maintenance. For seniors who eat less meat or have trouble with heavier proteins, nuts and seeds are a gentle and effective way to help preserve muscle mass. So how much should you eat? A small handful a day is enough. That's about 1 ounce of nuts or 2 tablespoons of seeds. It may not seem like much, but it's plenty to give your body a steady supply of magnesium, potassium, healthy fat, and protein. More is not better here. These foods are dense in calories, so portion control matters. You can sprinkle seeds on your oatmeal, mix nuts into a salad, or simply enjoy a small bowl as a mid-afternoon snack. Choose unsalted, raw, or dry roasted options whenever possible. Salted or flavored varieties can add unnecessary sodium and sugar, which may cancel out some of the benefits. If you have a nut allergy, seeds are a great alternative. Pumpkin, sunflower, chia, and flax all offer similar benefits without the risk. If you have digestive issues, start with small amounts. Some people tolerate ground or soaked seeds better than raw whole nuts. Let me share a story with you. Mark is 68. He used to hike every weekend. But over the last few years his legs started cramping during walks. He felt tired faster. And at night, his calves would seize up without warning. He cut back on activity, thinking he was just getting old. Then a friend suggested something simple. Add nuts to his daily meals. Not for protein, not for calories, but for the minerals and healthy fats. So he started small. A handful of almonds in the afternoon, a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds on his morning cereal. Within a week, the cramps started to ease. After 2 weeks he noticed he could walk longer before feeling sore. And for the first time in months he slept through the night without waking up in pain. That's not magic. That's nutrition. That's what happens when your body finally gets what it's been missing. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet to feel better. You just need to be consistent, a little every day. That's how change happens. That's how strength returns. So, if your muscles feel tired, if your legs cramp often, or if you wake up sore more days than not, try adding nuts and seeds to your daily routine. Not as a snack, but as a tool. As a quiet form of support that works behind the scenes to help you move better, sleep deeper, and feel more at home in your own body. Because aging doesn't mean giving up strength. It means finding smarter ways to hold on to it. And that starts with the small things. A handful of almonds. A spoonful of flax seeds. A body that feels more calm, more capable, and more like you again. Now you've seen how small changes can make a big difference. Eggs give your muscles the fuel to rebuild. Bananas restore the minerals your nerves depend on. And nuts and seeds calm inflammation so your body can recover and stay strong. These aren't expensive fixes. They're everyday foods that speak directly to what your body needs as it ages. If you've been dealing with cramps, weakness, or sleepless nights, don't wait for things to get worse. Your body is still capable. It just needs the right support. And that support can start today with what's already in your kitchen. I'd love to hear your story. Have you tried any of these foods? What's worked for you? Drop a comment below and let's connect. If this video helped you see your health in a new light, please like it. Subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who could use a little strength and clarity too. You're not alone. And you're not out of options.